Grover Norquist is a prominent Republican in Washington, D.C. He's basically an anti-tax advocate, or activist, I should say. And he's an all-around right-wing prick. So he tweeted something funny on Christmas that I wanted to share with you guys because it makes no sense. So he said, "Mom and Dad earn the money, buy, wrap the presents. Children believe Santa did it, kinda like the view liberals have. The government did it." What? What does that mean? Okay, Santa didn't actually do it. There is no Santa. The government does do some things. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, if you get your driver's license in the mail, the government sent that. Where's the question? If you get a job building infrastructure and you were hired by the government to do it, because they're doing a New Deal, let's say, that's the government. The government did that. Santa is fake, the government is real. Santa, fake, government real. Now, you might not like the government, and I'm not saying you have to like the government. Free country, you believe whatever the fuck you want to believe. I don't give a shit. But it's real, but it exists. So, you know, this is a silly person trying to smear liberals, but they have nothing substantive to say. So they just draw parallels where there are none. Yeah, there's Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus believing in things that aren't real, but the liberals believe in government. That's not real. Except it is. And hold on, let's note the irony also that you're making fun of, like, oh, believing in Santa and not real, or the Tooth Fairy or whatever. Which party is it that's more religious again? Which party is it that has the evangelical Christians that actually believe in fucking mythical, magical beings that aren't real? Please. I'd love to hear your answer to that. All right, and then he's not done. He says this. "Children grow up and realize Santa is fiction. The state is dangerous fiction by which everyone hopes to live off others' work, And then he has the name of a French economist, a libertarian French economist there. I guess he's paraphrasing that guy. Or not, and he's just giving credit to that idea to him. Let's try to break this one down. Children grow up and realize Santa is fiction. The state is dangerous fiction by which everyone hopes to live off of others' work. Okay, well, yet again, Santa actually is fiction. The state is not. It exists. Again, you don't have to agree with it, you don't have to like it, but it's real. It's fucking real. When the military goes and fights, that is a real military. It is the state. It is funded by our tax dollars. That's happening. The fire department, when they come put out a fire at your house, dipshit, that's the government. When there's a police officer who comes in, helps you after you've been robbed, that is the government. It is the government. There's fiction. It's like Santa, but it's not Santa. It's real. And then, again, this is the idea that drives me the most crazy. It's a fiction by which everybody hopes to live off of others' work. I don't know why people keep saying this. And this is, I think, the heart of his Santa point. Like, oh, Santa, he just comes and brings stuff and it's free. The government, oh, they give you stuff and it's free. Yeah, living off other people's work just because it's free. Terrible. Yeah, that's why it's like Santa, because Santa gives free stuff, the government gives free stuff. But it's not actually free. We pay tax dollars to the government, then the government prioritizes and allocates those tax dollars into different things in the budget. So it ain't free. It's earned benefits. That's what it is. It's an earned benefit system. So I pay a certain percentage in taxes, and that money goes towards the military. That money goes towards infrastructure. That money goes towards garbage pickup. That money goes towards a million things. Now, I don't like the way that they allocate the money, and I would change it massively, as would the overwhelming majority of my audience, because we think they spend it in a shitty way. But that's what's happening. What's happening is I am paying them, and then they are doing things with my money. So, but he acts like it's just giving away free shit. Like, oh, they're just giving away free shit. But it ain't free, you're paying for it. And he also is grossly dismissive of the idea of a social contract. And I find this not only with, right-wingers like Grover Norquist, who's a Republican, but also with libertarians. They're so dismissive of this idea of the social contract. The taxation is theft. wait, it's not theft. It's you. There's a social contract. You are somebody within a system, within a society, within a governmental structure, and you pay money and they allocate it to do certain things. They take a certain percentage, and then there's certain things that are laid out for you, certain things that are rights, certain things that are earned benefits, certain programs like Social Security, for example, among other things. But it is a social contract. This idea of like you dismiss that entire notion and sidestep it and don't address it. You're just like, well, no, that's theft. But the funny thing is, ironically, the Republicans are the ones who want the government to actually do theft. Because what do? Okay, just let me pay a low tax rate and then just leave me alone. That's what they say to the government. Let me pay a low tax rate and then just leave me alone. Okay, just get out of my life. Okay, but why would you want to pay them, even if you're paying them a little bit, so even if you're paying them a low tax rate, why would you want them to take that money and go away and leave you alone? No, the Democratic approach, the liberal approach, the progressive approach is we pay taxes. All right, bitch, now you're going to do my bidding, government. You're going to allocate those resources as I see fit. So we want you to fund healthcare. We want you to fund education, including higher education, including college. We want you to do a New Deal. So the Democrats are the ones who are more responsible with the money. They say, hey, here's my money, and I want you to do this with it. The Republicans say, just take a little bit, but then just leave me alone. No. So they're the ones who got it twisted in their own mind here. But no, the government is not like Santa. The government is real. Santa is not real. And no, it's not the moocher parasite. No, you can have a government. It is, of course, possible to have a government. If you get rid of the corruption and get rid of the money in politics, you can, of course, have a government that is responsive to the needs and the will of the people. That's the whole point. That's the whole idea. That's what it's supposed to be in theory. It's been corrupted, but it doesn't have to be. There's nothing in the laws of nature that say, all there is in reality is corrupt governments. No, there's some Scandinavian governments right now that do it pretty good, and they have very minimal corruption. So we need to get to that point, not come up with bullshit pseudo-intellectual talking points of, well, liberals are like Santa because they believe the government exists and should do basic things. Yeah, stupid liberals. Pretty sure we're not the stupid ones.